Welcome back, everybody. We're ready for our next video, and this one is on prime factorization. Now, if you remember, we've already started prime factorization with our calendars, so this will be just a little bit of an extension of what we're doing. So first off, you're going to take your packet, and if you don't already have your name on it, you're going to write your name up at the top. I'm writing my name, and you write your name. All right, then we're ready for our directions. The first set of directions says, highlight all of the numbers that are divisible by 2. So I have my highlighter here, and I'm going to go ahead and highlight. So 2 is divisible by 2, and 4 is divisible by 2, and 6. And you'll notice that we're counting by 2's here. So as we go, we're looking at every other number. I'm going to go ahead and highlight all of those. Now, if you don't have a highlighter, feel free to use a colored pencil that you could just lightly shade over top of the numbers so that you can still see them, but that we know that they're supposed to be highlighted on there. Okay, so that was nice and easy for letter A. Letter B says, put a box around all the numbers that are divisible by 3. Now, if I'm unsure what numbers are divisible by 3, I could just count over 3 spaces. So here we have 1, 2, and then we would put a box around that next number. And then 1, 2, put a box around the third number. 1, 2, put a box around the third number. 1, 2, put a box around the third number. Now, you'll notice that some of these are highlighted and they have a box around them. That's okay. That means that they're divisible by 2 and they're divisible by 3. So start noticing some of those patterns. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. I'm going to let you guys go ahead and continue boxing in. And I'm going to give you just a few seconds to go ahead and box in on the remainder of the page. I'm not going to continue on my page, but this will be something that we check when we grade your paper on Wednesday. So go ahead and finish now. Remember that if you need additional time to finish, that you can always pause the video and then come back to, and then hit play again when you're ready to move on. So our next one, letter C, says underline all of the numbers that are divisible by 5. So again, if you're unsure which numbers are divisible by 5, you can count over and underline that fifth number. So I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So I'm going to underline it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and I underline it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and I underline it. Notice that one has a box and it's underlined. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Notice this one is highlighted and underlined. I'm going to let you guys continue that pattern, underlining all of the numbers that are divisible by 5. Go ahead and do that right now. Okay, again, remember, if you need additional time, go ahead and pause the video and then restart it when you're ready. Let's go on to letter D. It says circle the numbers that are divisible by 10. Ooh, I like the numbers divisible by 10. So if you're unsure which numbers are divisible by 10, count it over. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. And then circle it. Look at this one. It's highlighted, underlined, and circled. I like the ones that are divisible by 10 because they kind of just go down this row. Okay, now letter D wants us to notice any patterns, and they want us to write rules. We're actually going to do the rules in class on Thursday when you guys are in class. But what we want you to do is just start noticing some of the patterns as you highlighted, boxed, underlined, and circled, because we will be talking about those patterns in class. Okay, let's turn on over. We're going to skip this page and this page, and we're going to go straight to the back page. All right, our directions back here say list the factor pairs of the number. So we want to do the rainbow method, which I believe you guys used in elementary school. So we want to list out our first factor is going to be 1 for all of them. And when I think about the number 6, what do I have to multiply 1 by to get to 6? Well, that would be 6. And then we connect a little bit of rainbow, so we know that those are the 2 factors that equal 6. Other factors of 6 would be 2 times 3. And again, we'll draw a little rainbow there showing that 2 times 3 equals 6. Those are all the factors of 6. Now let's look at number 7. Number 7 was on our calendar, and we know that that's a prime number. So the only numbers that will be on that factor pair will be 1 and 7. Okay, our next number is 10. So we start with 1, and that would be 1 times 10. And then the other factor pair would be 2 times 5. Okay, question number 4. This one has more factor pairs. So let's start with 1 and 16. It's an even number. If I flip back to the front side, I see 16 is highlighted in yellow. So I know I can divide that by 2. So I'm going to put a 2 on that list. And I know 2 times 8 equals 16. But then there's one more. Remember back to last week when we were doing perfect squares? 16 was our perfect square because we could do 4 times 4. Some people put a little branch in here showing that you would multiply it by itself. All right, question number 5 wants us to give our factor pairs for 35. So I'm going to do 1 and 35. And then if I flip it back to the front, I remember that 35 is a multiple of 5, so you would have that underlined on here. And that means that 5 goes into it, and I can do 5 times 7. And there's my little rainbows. All right, last one, we have 55. So again, 1 and 55. And then I see that 5 goes into that, so we have 5 and 11. Excellent job. Our next set of directions say write the prime factorization of the number. So this is just like our calendar. We're going to look at the number 9, and we're going to think about how can I get to the number 9 with multiplication. And if there's another way besides 1 times the number, then we're going to have branches grow out of it. So we know 3 times 3 equals 9. So we're going to write 3 on each branch. And 3 is a prime number, so we're going to circle it. And then it's time to pick our berries. So we write 3 times 3, which can also be written as 3 squared. Okay, now let's do our number for 24. Now there are a couple different ways that we could start this. We could do 2 times 12. We could do 3 times 8. We could also do 4 times 6. So you can pick any way that you want. I'm going to choose 3 times 8. So when I look at this one, I know that 3 is a prime number, so I'm going to circle it. 8 is a composite number, so we're going to have branches grow out. To get to 8, I can do 4 times 2. I circle my 2 because that's a prime number. Branches grow out from my 4. And to get to 4, I would do 2 times 2. So I'm going to circle those. Now I don't have any other branches to grow off of, so now I'm going to pick my berries. So I have 3 times 2 times 2 times 2. I can also write that as 3 to the first power times 2 to the third power. All right, our next number is 40. 40 is a composite number, so we have branches come out. Again, there's lots of different ways to get to 40. I'm going to choose 2 times 20. If you want to choose a different one, go ahead and choose a different one and see if you end up with the same answer at the end. So 2 is our prime number. I'm going to circle that. Branches are going to grow from our 40. And I'm going to do, oh, I am so sorry, not 40, 20. Goodness. 2 times 20 equals 40. Okay, branches will grow from our 20, and I'm going to choose 2 times 10. Again, 2 is our prime number. Branches grow from my 10, and I have 2 times 5. 2 is a prime number, and so is 5. I don't have any more branches, so I'm ready to pick my berries. So I have 2 times 2 times 2 times 5, which can be written as 2 cubed times 5. All right, number 44, we have branches that grow. I'm going to do 4 times 11. 11 is my prime number, so I'm going to circle it. And then I have 2 times 2. And those are both prime numbers, so we'll circle them. We pick our berries, 2 times 2 times 11, which can be written as 2 squared times 11. Our next number is 50. So I'm going to do 2 times 25. 2 is our prime number, so we circle it. 25 can be 5 times 5. 5 is our prime number, so I circle it. It's time to pick our berries off, so we have 2 times 5 times 5, which can be written as 2 times 5 squared. And our last one on this section, we have 65. And so I am going to choose 5. And then you might need to count how many 5s it's going to take to get there. It is 13. 5 is a prime number. 13 is a prime number. When we pick our berries, we just have 5 times 13. Okay, question 13 is always our application question. It says, a fitness instructor arranges 30 people into rows. Each row has the same number of people. Can the instructor arrange the people into rows of 6? So the question is, can I divide 30 by 6? Well, yes, I can. I can divide them into 5 people in each row. Letter B says, can the instructor arrange people into rows of 9? So, again, we're going to do a division. And when we divide 30 by 9, let's do our little work over here to the side. 9 goes into 30 3 times. 3 times 9 is 27. And 30 take away 27 is 3. So, that would mean I could have 3 people in each row. But I would have 3 people left over. So that one would be an answer of no, we cannot, because we don't want to have any people left over. All right, excellent job taking notes. Again, we're going to go over those rules on Thursday. This assignment is due Wednesday. I look forward to seeing everything that you have written down. Have a good weekend. Bye-bye.